Welcome, Annie.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with me.
Of course. I'm
Yeah,
so grateful to be here.
I'm grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
So, Annie is one of our Wired for Wellness client, as well as someone that I have done a number of one-on-one AMR style sessions with.
Mhm.
And she has a lovely, pretty compelling story. So, I'm so grateful that she was able to come and spend this time with me and share her story with people. So, I guess where I would start off, Annie, is what were you struggling with when you joined prior to having your one-on-one sessions?
Mhm. So I was really struggling with like a lot of anxiety and panic disorder. And those were just like front and center, basically, is what I was dealing with.
Right.
And felt like I couldn't really go anywhere. Like I had pretty severe agoraphobia. And so um, I just struggled with leaving the house because I was so anxious, that I just felt like the house was like my safe place. And so, through going through all of this Wired for Wellness and stabilizing my hormones too,
Yep.
that like both in conjunction have helped immensely because not only did I have like my hormones were off balance, when I regulated that, I still had those feelings of anxiety and like panic and stuff. And I came to you guys and I was like, I'm balanced on my hormones. So, like, what's going on? And then you guys said, oh, it's because your brain remembers. And so I'm like, oh, that's it. So I was like fixing my body, but I wasn't fixing here because I still had all of these thoughts and things that were circling in my mind that
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that I had. And
Right.
so once I combined the two, it was like total wellness. I'm like, I can't even explain it. It was something that I prayed for. I was like, God, like, please heal me. Like, I need a miracle. Like, cause I never thought I would feel this way ever. I thought I was too broken. I thought there was no way to help me. But going and fixing both like my body and my mind has been exactly what I needed. So,
Wow. Strong
yeah.
words.
Yeah. And thanks to
Yeah.
you because doing those sessions with you, you were able to really drill down on like, okay, well, what is it that you're struggling with? Like, what is it that you're thinking about like all the time, like subconsciously that I didn't even realize that I was struggling with? And it was those thoughts that were keeping me back, like holding me back. You were able to reframe those memories that I had ingrained in my brain for so many years. And like, it was like once we did those sessions together, the shackles were off. I was like everything was like, it was perfect. Like everything was like, I'm so good now. Like, I just felt like I could go like outside. I could get a job, which is what I did because I had a work from home job. And I thought, this is all I could do. I can't imagine ever having a job outside of the house. That was huge. Like, it's something, it was a goal that I wanted, but I was so afraid. Like, I was just so afraid of, being outside of the house, being in a different environment than like something that I can control.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
working
And
with,
how quickly did that change, Annie? Once we had those sessions together and you were able to rewire a lot of those memories and the beliefs and those default reactions that you got from all of that, what did that change look like?
I would say it was like within the first session, I was like, it was incredible because I had been through 10 years of talk therapy and I was like, this is not working. Talk therapy was not working. We talked about that.
Mhm.
And it just kept reinforcing the stuff that I had been going through. It was just like ingrained to me after that. But then after that, just one session with you, it was like you nailed it. Like you drilled down on that, like certain memory, that core memory that had just been needling me for years and years and years since I was like a little kid. And so having that like huge weight off of my shoulders, it gave me freedom. Like that was what I needed. I needed to have that huge core memory reformulated to where it wasn't so heavy anymore, you know?
Hmm.
So
Right.
it gave me my life back, like 100%.
Oh,
So
wow. Mm.
yeah, it's
Wow.
huge. Absolutely
Yeah.
huge. So thank
And you're doing
you.
such a beautiful job of sharing with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
So you essentially went from being agoraphobic and not really feeling safe to leave the house. And so what is your life like now?
Oh my gosh, it's so full. It's so rich. It's so much even better than I had dreamed about, you know? Like we had talked about, my biggest goal was to just have a job. And so now I have a job outside of the house.
Hmm.
Like, I'm actually going to work. I'm driving to work every day.
Nice.
Driving was a big deal. So you helped me with that. So now I'm driving and I'm working in an environment that's not like in my house. I'm interacting with like coworkers and I'm at a hospital where I've always wanted to be at. And so I have some amazing coworkers and it's just a very like supportive environment. And the people that I feel close with, I tell them, like I I can't believe I'm here. This is everything I've dreamed of and it's surreal to be here like after everything I've gone through.
Right.
So
Wow.
so just very, very grateful to be like in that space. And I'm not gonna say that like it was like I didn't struggle because I totally did.
Hmm.
Like it was really, really hard, like teaching my brain to be like okay. We've talked about this and it's been something that we talk about in this program too, is that it's not going to be like, oh, it's gone. You don't have
Hmm.
anxiety anymore. Like, poof, it's magically gone. That is not true. You still will have those feelings, but they won't be as overwhelming as what you're used to, right?
Right.
So,
There'll be something you can work with and within.
exactly. Like, it
Right.
is totally manageable now. Because as before, it was like I just had all of this stuff. Like, I had all these memories, and I just felt so overwhelmed all the time that I just felt like one more thing, it was just gonna tip me over, and I'd be like, it would be too much. But now I don't feel that way. And when I go to work and, maybe I get a little stressed or a little overwhelmed, like the like anxiety comes back, but I can manage it. Like it's more manageable now than before. It was like, I don't even know how I would be able to do that.
Right.
Right.
Right. So your
So,
capacity has increased dramatically.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it exactly. Like I've been able to tolerate more
Yeah.
because I still get anxiety at work. And it's just something I can manage it though. And I just repeat to myself, okay, how long have I been here now? Oh, I've been here 4 months. Oh, okay. How have I been doing? I've been doing great. Let's just, calm down.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
you
So
know,
you're soothing yourself and
I
being able
am.
to continue. Yeah. And it's so
Right.
interesting, Annie, because I think so many people have this belief system and this expectation that we're not supposed to feel anxiety, that there's
Right.
something pathological about it.
Mhm.
And anxiety is just our body's way of keeping us safe.
Exactly.
It's a
Yep.
totally normal human experience.
Exactly.
But yeah, we want to be able to feel those feelings and recognize that, lots of times the reactions we're having are like a smoke alarm going off when we're burning toast,
Right. Yeah.
right? We're
Yeah.
safe. It's just our brain's gotten a
Exactly.
little too skilled at producing that reaction.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
100%. All
Yeah.
right. Well, so it sounds like I was going to ask you, what has this made possible for you that wasn't possible before? But I think you've kind of lots of things.
Oh my gosh, my life is totally different now. Like I'm
Right.
so absolutely grateful. And I'm a work in progress like
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
and so I still have other goals that I want to meet and
Yeah.
I'm working on. So traveling is another goal of mine. And so I just felt like once I got a job and got outside of the house, I would feel more confident. And it's true across the board. That's been a huge help. And so, dipping my toes in the water of like traveling and stuff isn't as scary as it
Right.
was, because I just tell myself, okay, like I did a huge, big and scary thing, which
Mhm.
was going for all these interviews and then getting the job, saying yes, all of this stuff. If I could do that, then I can travel too. Like
Mhm.
I'm realizing that I can do these things, and I have what you guys have trained me too. Like how all the like little tips and tricks of things that you can do, like I could take out of my back pocket and just be like, okay, I know if I do this, like before I went for my interviews, I watched the dance videos. And so
Nice.
they
Mm.
were fantastic because I knew that if I just like loosened up and, told my brain that I was safe through dancing,
Mhm.
that I was going to come across as very, easygoing and confident. And I would seem a lot happier instead of being like, like
Mhm.
a nervous Nelly.
Right. Yeah.
And it
So
worked. It worked great. So I was able to get the job, and like I was confident, and I was able to express what I needed to say to the team. So it worked wonderful. So
you
with my
use the tools. That's awesome.
so it's nice. It was amazing, and just so grateful that you guys have those tools there, because even just having the app, knowing that I can open the app on my phone and go, oh, I could just open this and do a video. I felt like I had more confidence to leave the house, knowing that I could just watch a quick video or hear you guys talk and stuff. And I felt like if I got in a bind or a panic, that I would be okay, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had some something you had access to something that was going to be able to help you soothe yourself regardless of
Yes,
what was going on. Awesome.
exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So here's a juicy question, Annie. If
Yeah.
you were going to describe to someone what this experience of Wire for Wellness and these one-on-one sessions, what it has done for you using a metaphor, what would that sound like?
Wow. I mean, I would probably say like a butterfly, I love butterflies. So
Mhm.
I felt like I was like, that caterpillar in the cocoon, right? Like inside there, like just, wrapped up. And then as soon as I was able to get well, I just came out, and I was able to spread my wings and fly. Like
Nice.
that's how I felt. That's my metaphor for
That,
sure.
that's a beautiful way to describe
Yeah. And that's how
it.
I honestly I feel that way. It's the tools that you guys have provided through Wired for Wellness and through the coaching. I don't know where I'd be without it. I really appreciate everything you guys do. It's incredible. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you for
No,
sharing
thank you. Thank you.
that. So, what have been the ripple effects into the rest of your life from this?
So what's interesting is that like I didn't tell my family about what I was doing or anything, because sometimes it's kind of like a sensitive subject. You don't
Yeah,
really want to tell everybody.
right.
So I didn't really tell them what I was doing, but they all noticed. They were like, wow, like you seem different, like you seem a lot happier, because I had been just anxious for a very long time. And then as perimenopause is kind of coming on, then that like depression kind of snuck in when I was never really depressed
Mhm.
ever. And so then coupled with all of the other stuff I had going on, I was like, oh my God, I need help. Like I can't do this on my own. And so
Mhm.
I didn't really tell many people, but I just like through taking these courses, they were like, wow, you seem like a completely different person, like in a good way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they
That's awesome.
they were wanting to know like what was I doing? How did I find out? Because my family, as you know my story, and so
Mm.
my siblings share that trauma as
Mhm.
well. And
Yep.
so they were wow, like how did you get over that? So
Right.
it was amazing to be able to take those core memories that I had when I was a child and just to make it so that I was able to manage it on a daily basis, you know. And also how to manage my dad too, because my dad was he was my abuser. And so he's been gone for 10 years now. And so there's no way I can like communicate with him and say, hey, dad, you did this to me and this is how I feel about it. But the fact that I was able to talk to you and you said, my dad will always be in my life and I need to like figure out going forward with my life how I'm going to see my dad, right? And so in my mind I had, you know, cuz he was not a great person. I would think of all the bad stuff that he
Yeah,
would do, right? And that's how our minds are wired
it
to be,
is.
is to think of the negative because it's trying to keep us safe.
Exactly.
Going through the course, I realized that, and that's so helpful to have that knowledge of knowing that our brains are just trying to keep us safe. So you had said to me like that I need to start thinking of like the positives of my dad. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that's incredible because my brain had only been like just telling me to have the negative thoughts. And then when I started thinking about him in the positive, oh, it was so great. I was like, that was a huge weight off of me because I just kept, you know, your brain just kind of circles with this negativity, and like it puts
Mhm.
you bad, like mental and physical state, right? And so when I started thinking about all the things that he did for me that were positive, I could see him in a much healthier, happier light than what my brain was doing. And so that was a huge weight off my shoulders too, to stop like going down that like negative rabbit hole with him.
Yeah. And so many of us have similar stories where someone, a parent or someone has abused us at some point in our childhood or earlier in our lives. And we don't realize that we can give ourselves permission to process the yucky stuff
Yeah.
and then choose to shift our focus towards that was true, but all of this other stuff is also true.
Yes.
And does it
Yeah.
serve me better to stay over here, beating the drum of all the ways that they were wrong? Or does it serve me better to choose to focus on the gifts I got from them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
know. It's a constant training too, to just focus on, oh, okay, he did this that was nice, you know, for me. And it was like ways that he was showing me his love instead of, you know, all of the bad stuff. So,
Yeah. So I love that you're willing to share because so many of us have similar stories.
mhm.
So what has been able to shift your focus in terms of how you think and how you carry the memory of your dad with you? What has that done for your life?
It's definitely been part of that weight that I've been able to like just take off of me, and I'm able to move and do things in my life without that weight on my
Mhm.
shoulders, you
Right.
know? I feel like that was probably like most of my issue because I carried that from when I was, since I was 3 years old, you know, or even probably before that, because being born into, you know, a family where I knew that he didn't want me, it like always felt like I wasn't wanted, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really
And
hard
that's a
to carry.
that's a heavy weight to carry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
So I would imagine you're feeling a little lighter
it's so much lighter. It's
now.
like, oh, okay, you know, just focusing in on how like those good memories of how he treated me, and he, you know, he would put every paycheck he would put money away from my college. And so he was saving money for me. And so I focus on that because
Yeah.
that meant a lot to me, that he knew that I was worth, you know, spending the money on for college. He knew
Right.
he wanted good for me. So I focus on that intently instead of if I get these little thoughts over here that are like, oh, you know, maybe he didn't. And I'm like, no, like he really wanted me to succeed. So
Yeah.
I
And there was
focus.
evidence of that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, Annie, so I guess the last question I would have for you is if someone was considering engaging with Wyra Wellness, going down that road, and or possibly learning to become a coach and do this work, what would you say to them?
I say do it. Oh my gosh. What are you waiting for? That's what I say. I I'm like, I can't believe that I went 10 years of talk therapy for nothing to really happen. And then, like, just one day I was on Facebook and there was an ad that came out for Wired for Wellness. And I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know like how to think because it was so new, you know,
Mm,
the
mm,
neuroplasticity, like, kind of was a newer thing. I thought, well, let's give it a try. And
mm.
so I am so glad I did. So grateful because I went from talk therapy to, like, speaking with you guys, and it was like within one session I was like, how have I been like going to talk therapy for so long and it did nothing? In like one session, it was just like I couldn't believe how much we got done in one session, that it changed my life for sure. It was just I was like so much like I was freer, I was lighter. The chains were being broken like right away. It's the most incredible thing I think I've ever done. So, I'm appreciative so much of you.
Well, I appreciate you and I appreciate your willingness to share your story with us all so eloquently.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thanks again, Annie.
Thank you.